All right, the sun that came out. Been running my mouth for about 2 hours, but it is time to go ahead on and get this soil mixed up. So follow along. I don't know how to put it on fast mode, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. Put my gloves on. I'm gonna move you over the other direction. I'm going up. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I am getting ready to fill up that grow bag with this soil. I haven't decided on exactly what it's going to be as usual. So, yeah. So this is just topsoil right now with a little spigum peat moss. I've used this brand before. I have had no issues with this here. This is the Scott's brand. And I don't know if you can see, I laid a blue tarp down because I need to still make sure I kill those weeds that's growing under there. So when I lay my gravel in the future, that I don't have to worry about it popping through. So, one bag. I have me some black cow. I'm not going to use this whole bag for this. I do have some more cocoa core, but right now is not the day that I'm going to mess with it. I should have been ready earlier like I was supposed to be. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and try to blend this up. Uh-oh. I can't be wasting no soil. Now I'm going to do this here probably different than somebody else, but it helps me as far as blending and mixing, a lot better. So I have my bone meal here. I'm going to blend some bone meal up in there. I said bone meal, but it's blood meal. Now I'm going to add some bone meal to it. And this is just like my first process. I'm still going to have to buy me some more bone meal because I still have a lot of amending to do. And I'm just going to stir everything up. So far, like I said, it's not going to be the way somebody else would do theirs, but this is like the beginning because I still have some actual peat moss that I need to add to it. And I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but it's time for me to start filling this particular grow bag up. So I hope you can see. Because it's going to take a nice amount. But I wanted to put some of this at the bottom to kind of level out the bag so it can open up, stay open for me. I can tell you right now, the wasps have came out in some bees, which is a good thing. Okay. Now that I have it open, I have some topsoil, some regular topsoil. And I'm just gonna blend this here in. So now I got this big old thing. A peat moss. I'm gonna get this in and then I'll bring you right back. So now guys, I've added peat moss, some more compost, blood meal, and bone meal to this. So since I found it easier for me to use my hands, that's what I'm doing. Just making sure I can get it as blended, mixed up as possible, best as possible. And along with some more topsoil. I don't have perlite or anything like that, but the peat moss should do really, really good for this particular project. So what I'm going to do, you will see that I'm not going to fill this all the way up because this is going to be for my potatoes. That's just what I'm going to do. But I do want to make sure I have some good stuff in there. And I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, so I'm going to turn you around a little bit and hold you down, pull you down. So I am filling my 4x4 up with some good stuff for those potatoes. I also have something else I'm going to use with the rest that I'm blending in today. So what I used was some peat moss, some black cow, and some topsoil, Scotch topsoil, as well as just some native topsoil with some blood meal and some bone meal for this round of potatoes. Now I do have to add some more to the potatoes that I've already started, but I needed to get these here ready and started because they need to come out the house. And they need to get the going. So I'll be right back when I bring in the other potato containers. So I brought in the other two potato containers. So I'm going to add some of this good stuff to it. It's dry, as you can tell. I wanted this done yesterday because I knew we were going to get some rain. And of course, we love rainwater. So now Lovelady's gonna have to come and water this because we're not supposed to have some rain for a couple of more days. Actually, we're supposed to get into the high 80s. Well, not high 80s, but some 80s. And I need to make sure that I get the, now potatoes are in the 2 single ones. I haven't put any in the other ones yet, which that's what I'm about to do. So that's good for that situation. So now I'm gonna go get the potatoes. Okay, so now I got the potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead on and get them in now. And of course you can see the eyes look really, really good. So honestly, it's not a certain way I am looking to do this, in exception of making sure I get them in now and get them buried. So with this one, I'm putting 2 on this side and 1 red one back there, just to see which side is going to grow the most potatoes. This one, or the Idaho potatoes, the eyes are not as good as the red potatoes, but we're going to use them the same. We'll dig a little hole, and then both sides I'm putting in the front the smallest potatoes. And then we're going to cover them up as well to make sure sunlight is not hitting them, so they can be on their way of sprouting. The worst part is Lovelady got to come out here and water them really good. And remember, although daylight saving times has allowed me to have a little bit more daylight, I still have to be mindful of a good stopping point today, because I do have work tomorrow. And so far, I don't want to say I'm making good timings, because I lost some timing while I was running my mouth. As usual, to my neighbor. They hadn't seen the garden in a while, and they kind of wanted to see what's going on. So I gave them a little tour, the front and the back. And that's the neighbor next door, guys. He's been stripping down that trailer to remodel it so they can move back in. And he said it's like, it's not a funny thing. But it's infested with rats. So you know how that makes me feel. But anyway, so here we have the potatoes done. The soil mixed up. I will come out here after I finish planting everything and do my round of watering the things that need to be watered. And the potatoes are good to go. The tarp is going to stay out here. The waltzes are out. So let me raise you up now. We're going to move to the front. Excuse me for bringing you up. But, yeah. So, I'm going to stop right here. And we'll continue on with part 2 of what I'm doing today.